Hello, good people. It's something I want to talk about today. I had a lot to do with mental health, and I'm going to speak on two young ladies that were very promising young ladies, very successful financially, and at least on the outside, everything appeared to be great for these two young ladies. One is 23, one is 30. Uh, One was a social influencer, a rapper, aspiring rapper, um, the music rapper, that is. The other one was a Miss USA. So you often hear me talk about, I have another video that talks about the dinner table. And at the dinner table, that's a place where the father can examine the children. They can look at the son. You can tell when he's changing. Look at the daughter, tell when she's changing. Also, look at the wife. You can tell when she's tired. The wife can also check him. Cheslie Kryst. She came from a family of pageant winners. Her mother was a pageant winner in North Carolina in 2002. She was Miss USA herself. Cheslie Kryst was USA in 2019 and later went on to compete for Miss Universe and finish in the top 10 of Miss Universe, which is outstanding. She had 3 degrees and from prestigious universities. Um, she was 30 years old at the time of her death, January 30th, 2022. So she supposedly jumped from a building. Uh, but on the outside, everything looked great. She was also a TV correspondent for the TV show Extra, the big XTRA, that show. She's a TV correspondent for them. She's an attorney, and she did civil litigation and represented prisoners. People in the penitentiary is what she represented, civil litigation for the rights of prisoners. She was very successful, very beautiful. On the outside, uh, everything looked perfect. Everything looked perfect. But I'd like to use that dinner table again to refer to all wounds are not visible. They're just not visible. They're just not. But creating a safe space for a person to talk will allow a person to be observed and heard. Very important. Creating a safe space for family, not necessarily by blood, people you consider family, is very, very important. A space to be heard, the space to be observed, absolutely important. Which brings me to the next young lady. She was known as Petty Petty Lies. I think that's her name. Let me look her again. Petty Lies. Anyway, her real name is Mia Bennett. Mia Bennett, she was 23 years old at the time. But what's so disturbing is some of the pictures have been taken down, and she actually was found in Tampa, Florida. She's from Philadelphia. She was found at the airport in Tampa. Police say there were no signs of foul play, and some of the pictures during that time have been removed, but I was able to locate them through other sources during that time and through her Instagram. Um, she kind of gave indication of what she might have been contemplating prior to um this incident. She had a picture of herself drinking wine. She had a picture of herself eating a cake by herself. This is over a 2 or 3 day period. So as she's doing that, the very last day, she's in an all white dress. And she's in the middle of the street. And she's dancing like an angel, right? Now, if you look in the Bible, if you are religious, you'll know in the book of Isaiah it talks about that wine, food, things like that. Chapter, I believe it's 23:18. It's a biblical reference that appeared to be what she was referring to and what she was trying to imitate at that time prior to her death. And also the picture that was the kicker was she was in the gondola. Looks like she might have been in Mexico, but she was by a beach. And in that book, she showed the title of it that I will die tomorrow. I will die tomorrow. The book. I'll say all that to say this: it is very, very important for us to look at our family members and observe them in a time of need. Some wounds are not visible. It's very, very important that we observe those. And if that time presents itself when a family member gives us the appearance that they need us, It's not the time for us to compare, contrast, interject ourselves into their lives in that manner. Right now, you are an ear. We're going to use God's math. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Use them accordingly. You listen more than you talk. This is not an order. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm just saying if you have somebody you love, you want to create a safe space, sometimes it's just about listening. You don't want to overtake their story, talk over them, get the last word, try to prove your point, and all you do is just frustrate the situation, make it even worse. You're basically creating a safe space to be heard, for them to be heard. And if you save a person's life who might be contemplating fatally injuring themselves at that time, they will never forget it. They'll never forget it. We all need somebody in our life to check us. Not check us like, hey, what are you going? What are you doing? But to watch us. We all need it. Doctors need nurses. Everybody needs it. Everybody needs it. Husbands need wives. Wives need husbands. If you don't have that, find you a family member. Find you someone you really trust that's not afraid to go, hey, you're not looking like yourself right now. What's up? Or if they text you and you're not answering your text, you need somebody's gonna show up. And they say, you know what? You weren't answering my text, so I guess you want to see me in person. And they get mad and say, hey, I guess you know how this goes, right? If I'm checking on you, you know I'm your person to check on you now. You need to respond, because if not, I'm coming to you, right? I'm coming to you. Come check on you. Or if you're talking to a person that seems like they're about to crash out on you, no, 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 no. Be there. Be there for them the best way you can, because you never know. You never ever know. Sometimes there are signs, and sometimes they're not. You know what's so crazy is that there was a time when the fatal injuries were produced more by the female gender. There was a time. But in more recent years, more than 80% of self-inflicted fatal injuries are by men and by gunfire. What does that tell you about our society? If the men are here to protect, if the men are here to provide, the men are here to provide that safety net. But 80% of those fatally injuring themselves are males. What is really going on? What are women? What we're leaving the women? What's going on? Like, what's really happening? That's scary. That's scary. Anyway, off of that, my biggest point here is providing a space where your loved ones can be heard. Providing a space where your loved ones can be heard. Very important. Very, very important. Um, the dinner table is very important. Um, I'll tell you, the minor conveniences of life have stopped a lot of that. You think about the microwave, it's an item of convenience, but it's separated the family. When everybody cooks together, eats together, they pray together, they stay together. Usually, usually, usually they do. Some form of unity, some form of structure, some habit that does that. Now, if you got a close friend that's checking on you, and I'm saying a family member who may not be by blood, but you consider them family, that person also needs to have the ability. It's going to take cooperation on the person that could be sick at the time and not feeling themselves. It's going to take some responsibility on their part as well. They have to listen and be willing to listen for the most part. But the other person that's there to help should always be able to say, look, you might be drinking a little bit too much today. All right. It looks like you smoking a little more than you normally do, right? What's really going on? What's really going on? Now, alcohol is a depressant. So if you're feeling like you're in a bad space during that time, I'm telling you, drinking just compounds the situation. It exacerbates the worst parts of your heart, your mind, your spirit. It makes it worse. If you can handle the drink and you just drink and have a good time, it's no big deal. You do it in moderation, not a big deal. Because don't get me wrong, I like gin, I like tonic, I like Crown, I like that. So I'm not saying don't drink, but if you know you're in a wrong headspace, you might not be able to make clear decisions at that time. You're gonna need somebody that you consider a family member to go, hey, today's probably not the day to go drink. Find you a habit, working out, uh, anything that makes you happy. All the things that made you happy before you got in that position of feeling depressed or having high anxiety or feeling anxious or just feeling down on your luck. Before you got to that position, think about all the things that kept you positive and moving in the right direction. And go back and revisit those things to make yourself better. Hang around positive people. If you're around negative people, that shit gets contagious. Gets contagious, right? And if you have 5 friends and they all full of shit, find your 5 more. Move around. Move around. Because that's not any better, right? And if you're around people that keep shit stirred up, a bunch of snapdragons and man babies, leave them alone. Leave them alone. You need somebody that's true. True, true, true. Real versus fake. Might be a male, might be a female, might be a friend, might be somebody you consider family, whatever. Somebody that's got the guts and the true love to protect you. And sometimes you might be the protector. And I believe in this. I believe everybody's got some good in them. Everybody's got some good in them. It's a matter of just finding that good. And sometimes the other part of it is this. And I heard this part from Terrence Howard. He said it differently, though. He said God. He used God. He said there's a little bit of God in everybody. But he added also, they have to see the God in you. That's important for them to listen to you and to hear what you got to say. They got to see the good in you as well for them to listen. Right? So anyway, that's all I had to say. Please take care of each other and look out because these two beautiful ladies, it's a loss. I mean, beautiful on the inside, very successful, had a promising future, very young. It's just unreal, unreal. But it happens too often. So we definitely need to think about that for our community. Until next time, peace.